he's like that, he's not going to let me teach a class. He's going to be here all the time, bothering me. So I prefer take him out again, and that's it. He will leave me alone. Okay, guys, there you are. Nice to see you. Did you join the meeting, this meeting about the scholarships yesterday? Did
No,
anyone
teacher.
of you joined?
Sure.
Hi. I'm always giving classes, so I couldn't uh, join and see what happened. I will try to ask my other students if any one of them joined. Um, but yes. The one that I posted in the group, there was a meeting about scholarships and applications for universities. I don't know much about it because, like I said, I didn't have. I'm teaching at that time, so I couldn't join to see what was about what's it really about. But generally, it's well, they teach you the steps to follow if you want to apply to a scholarship. Advice on that. Sorry, could you repeat that? Can you repeat what you just said? The microphone is off. If you're speaking, your microphone is off. Yeah. Yes, about that. Mhm. To study the US? Really no idea because it depends on I really have no idea because it depends on the university. The fees of each university is different, but it's actually pretty expensive because after you graduate, you will a normal person without a scholarship, let's say, uh, a normal person would keep on paying university fees for 15, 20 years after graduation. Yeah. For a scholarship or just apply to the university? See, yes, more or less. Mhm. Probably the same or even more. Utah. Okay. I will have to ask because I have no idea, but yes, it should be something more or less like that. 30,000, $40,000. Yeah, but the idea of having a scholarship is okay, reducing that expense or for free, but it depends. Well, for Argentinians, it's expensive. Really expensive. At that time, yes, because it was different. Now it's impossible. Well, for me, it's out of the question. Really out of the question. Um, okay, guys. Here we have, remember this from last class? We have other ways of comparing, not just the comparative, like bigger than, smaller than, more expensive than, but we can also compare using as, adjective as, or what else? Not as, adjective as. And we also had the choice of adding some words like just in the case of similarities to say that they are exactly the same. And we can also add almost when we want to say that they're very similar but not exactly the same, right? And in the case of difference, we have the isn't, aren't, the negative verb. We can also use quite, which means that there is a small difference. And we can use nearly, which means that it's a big difference. Do you remember that? Yes, more or less. Now we're going to practice a bit more so that you remember, but we did this exercise in class, right? This one's here. I remember we did them, we checked them. So let's do some extra exercises now. Okay, I will help you with the first one. We have the documentary last night wasn't fascinating quite the one last week. Okay. How can we put this in order? Using as.
The documentary last night wasn't quite as fascinating as the one last week.
Wasn't quite as fascinating as the one last week. All right, good. So we have the negative element, then we have quite, and then the as, adjective as. Right? I'm going to write this here so that it's clear. This is the not part. Okay, you know that quite is optional. And then you have as, adjective, as. That's basically the formula that you will be using when it is negative. Okay, let's move on. Windsurfing can
I think is windsurfing can be just as thrilling as skiing. Is it okay?
can be, sorry, can, you say can
Just
be
as thrilling
thrilling,
as skiing.
skiing.
Okay, skiing.
Skiing, yes, skiing. All right, that's it, yes. And number 3, okay, we have the to be, we have just as an option, and then as plus adjective plus as. That's what you have there. Action films. Sergio, can you do this one?
Action films are nearly as interesting as science fiction films.
Okay. Action films aren't nearly. Oh, wait, nearly as. No sé qué estoy haciendo con el teclado. Wait, it's very far from me. There we go. Nearly as interesting as science fiction films. Science here. Science fiction.
Yes.
All right, there we go. The movie Tough Guys, and this is for Martin.
The movie Tough Guys isn't quite as violent as the movie End of War.
Isn't quite. Can you repeat?
Quite as violent.
Violent. Violent.
as the movie End of War.
Yes, isn't quite as violent as the movie The End of the World. 5. And this is for Romina.
The location of the Greenmount Hotel is just as convenient as the location of the Hotel Edmond.
It's just as convenient as. Very nice. But, and this part is for Cynthia. But
it isn't quite expensive as expensive.
it isn't quite as expensive. And here we don't need as again because we have already mentioned the hotel before. Yeah. It's mentioned here, so we don't need to put as again. And that's it. Number 6. Luis?
And potato chips are just as fatty as French fries.
Are just as fatty as French fries, yes. Potato is more acceptable in American English, right? Yes, potato. And okay, number 7. Marcelo? Okay, pay attention. As olive oil, yes. That's a tricky word in American English because la O, en realidad, esa O es como una A, bien relajada. Olive oil, olive oil, olive oil, olive oil. Yes, and 8, we have Matias.
A full-size sedan isn't quite as large as an SUV.
As a what? Do we say SUV?
As an SUV. ¿Cómo se dice?
How do you say that word by, sorry, letter by letter?
Es U V.
SUV, that's it. Sports utility vehicle, an SUV. There's something that we did wrong here, and you tell me. Not in number 5. Don't pay attention to number 5. Number 8. What is missing in number 8? I did this on purpose. I did this on purpose. So you tell me, what is missing in number 8?
As.
Good. That's it. That's all. As. Number 5, it's okay here, but the program, the software, is not taking the answer because it wants you to continue putting as and again the name of the hotel, right? It's not necessary here, okay? That would be the correct thing. Okay? Yes?
Yes.
Questions here so far, so good? Some people say potato and tomato, but in American English, it's more common to say potato and tomato. Yeah, that's all. It's the same difference with water and water. Okay, British water, American water, the same difference. By the way, did you know that the difference between first floor, ground floor, and all of that? Talking about British American differences? Because the difference is not only in pronunciation sometimes, and a lot of times actually, there's a difference between vocabulary. For example, how do you say ascensor in English? In any English. You tell me ascensor in any type of English. Aha, that is American, right? Elevator. And in the British, it's called lift. The lift is the elevator. And how do you say galletas? That is American. Cookies, biscuits in English, English. Okay, British English. And what else? Well, it's a lot actually. There are many differences. Gas, petrol, for example. And in the buildings, if you are in a building, for the Americans, la planta baja es el first floor para ellos. En Estados Unidos, planta baja, first floor. In England, planta baja es ground floor. Como para nosotros, ¿sí? Ground floor, planta baja, y tienen first floor, second floor, third floor. But the Americans, they say first floor, planta baja. Se puede ser un poco confuso por ahí.
Apartment. It's
Apartment.
Common word.
It's American.
Yes.
And in the British English?
Flat.
Flat. Good. There are some differences. And of course, pronunciation. Which takes me to the pronunciation of this. Remember that in English, not every word is stressed. Not every word has the same importance. I told you about this before. The important words in a sentence are nouns, adjectives, verbs, and adverbs. The rest are not so important. So that's why you see that slow here is more prominent. The adjective slow, the adjective small, the adjective nice. They are all more prominent. Wait a second. And as is reduced. It's very reduced sound. Sorry, I want to share you share the video with you about the pronunciation. There we go.
Stress in as phrases. In comparisons with as, we stress the adjective. We do not stress the word as. Listen. As fast as. My computer isn't as fast as yours. If the comparison includes an adverb, we also stress the adverb. Listen. My computer isn't nearly as fast as yours. Listen to these examples. Notice the stress in the phrases with as. The tablet is as fast as my laptop. My phone isn't as nice as yours. The new printer is just as noisy as the old one. The monitor is almost as big as my TV. The touchpad isn't as easy to use as a mouse. Our new TV isn't nearly as heavy as our old one. Now listen and repeat. Click on pause after each sentence. The tablet is as fast as my laptop. My phone isn't as nice as yours. The new printer is just as noisy as the old one. The monitor is almost as big as my TV. The touchpad isn't as easy to use as a mouse. Our new TV isn't nearly as heavy as our old one.
When they are prepositions and connectors, those things are not prominent at all. So, taking that into account, how would you pronounce number one?
Picture.
Okay.
The new printer is as slow as the old one.
All right. Could you repeat it one more time?
The new printer is as slow as the old one.
Good. As slow as the old one. Good. It's like trying not to make a pause, right? Right? As slow as the old one. Number two. Ruben, could you try that?
Sorry, Mir, I wasn't here. What do I do?
You have to try to pronounce this according to what you saw in the video.
Okay.
Number two.
My old smartphone is just as small as the new one.
Mm-hmm. But remember that according to the video, we need to try to reduce the sound of S.
Yes. Okay.
Give it a try.
My old smartphone is just as small as the new one.
Okay.
Better?
A little bit, but if you pause, okay, if you're not sure and if you pause, you are making it more prominent because you're giving them a space, and when you give them space, you're making them prominent. So it should be something like, it's just as small as, it's just as small as. Just and small are the important parts of the sentence. It's just as small as.
Just as small as. Just
Mhm.
as small as.
The new one, right? Yeah, listen to that one.
Read and listen. 1,
The new printer is as slow as the old one.
2,
My old smartphone is just as small as the new one.
Just as small as, yes? That's the way it
Okay.
sounds. Number 3. Romina, could you try with that one?
Yes. The X12 mouse isn't nearly as nice as the X30.
Isn't nearly as nice as, again.
Nearly as nice as.
That's better. That's better. Okay, try all together now, the whole sentence.
Okay. The X12 mouse isn't nearly as nice as the X50.
That sounded better. And if you listen to the speaker,
New one.
3,
The X12 mouse isn't nearly as nice as the X30.
nearly as nice as, nice as. You see that it's almost not pronounced, it's just like an S. Nearly as nice as.
Nearly as nice as.
And number 4, who wants to do the honors? Number 4. Nobody wants the honor. Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Just wait. I'm trying to move the screen. Quite as cheap as the Z6. All right. That's it. So you see, the most important part here are the adjectives and the adverbs, nearly, quite, and just. Those are the important parts. Again, I will repeat, in a sentence, the most important parts are subjects or nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. The rest of the words are not that important. Guys, I'm trying to move everything here. You don't see my screen, but I have a lot of commands that you don't see. So that's why I'm moving everything. Go to the grammar booster, page 139. I hope it's the same page for you. I'm showing you the page here. Did we do this with you? I think we speak about this, but did we check the exercises? I mean, I remember that we spoke about for, to, and in order to, but did we do these exercises here? This is to express purpose, right? Like click on the save icon to save a file. That is what I mean when I say purpose. We talked about this, but did we do the exercises? Yes or no?
No.
No, okay. I thought so. Well, for now, let's focus on something different and we will go back to the purpose thing. For now, let's focus here. This part. Did you find the page? Did you? This is page 139. Did you all find the page?
I have the book until 137 page.
So, not this one.
No.
Okay. I will take a photo for you. But for the moment, concentrate on the screen. Then with the practice, I will send you the picture, the photo. This is what we have been dealing with. Yes, we use as or not as to indicate how two things are similar or different. But remember that we also have this, the comparatives. Yes. And in the comparative, we use than when the second item is mentioned afterwards. And in the superlative, okay, there we are. The comparative was comparing one thing against one other thing, right? And the superlative, we compare one thing against two or more, against a group. Yes? Do you remember all of that?
Yes.
Okay. So what happened when we have something like, let's see, the adjective near. I want you to think about the comparative form and the superlative form of near. Near means cerca, by the way. Near, cerca. So how can we express the comparative of near?
It's nearer and nearest.
Nearer than. Okay.
Nearer than and nearest. Or the nearest.
That's better. The is very important. The nearest. Mhm. We can also say something like this. Less near than. Okay. Or that means, nearer, más cerca. Y less near es el menos cercano, okay? So, comparación hacia arriba y comparación hacia abajo. That's why I'm telling you. The nearest, el más cercano, y the least near sería el menos cercano. The least near, something like this. Okay? That is why here you have the least expensive, el menos costoso, right? The least expensive. And here you have less convenient. Okay, what about something like comfortable?
More comfortable than.
Sorry?
More comfortable than.
Good. Here we have a long adjective, so we need to put more comfortable than. All right. That will be the comparative form. So that it has some certain order. Okay. And what about the superlative form?
The more is comfortable.
Not so much.
The most. The most comfortable.
Yeah. The most comfortable. Or, comparando hacia abajo, sería less comfortable than or the least comfortable. Okay. Do you remember this? Yes, I hope so. All right. With this information, we will have to move to the other page and let me send you the picture. Okay. You should have received something by now. Pay attention to the second picture for now. Exercise A, second picture, the one that is in the middle. Correct the error in each sentence. That one. For you, it's in the middle. For me, it's here, right? This one. For you, it's in the middle of the page. Are you? Sorry, did you find it?
Yes.
Okay. So what's wrong with number one?
Heavier.
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 Uh-huh. So how would you fix the problem here?
I would put heavy. The orca
Good.
speakers aren't as heavy as
heavy as the Adultos. That would be correct. Mhm. We cannot use two comparatives at the same time, or we use as, or we use the regular comparative, but not two at the same time. What about number two?
El done. Any problem is done.
Yeah, the problem is done. And what else do we have to do?
As my old laptop didn't have as many problems as my new laptop.
That's it. Good. Okay, number three, I checked out the three top brands and the Piston was definitely the better. Okay, what's wrong with this one?
I checked out the three top brands and the Piston was definitely the best.
Mhm. Okay, 4.
As for brand,
What?
number 4, Maxwell Maxwell web camera is much more expensive than the digital camera.
Good. So we cross out as here and we add then. Mhm. That's right. What about number 5? Of all the monitors I looked at, the X60 is definitely larger. Syntactically is correct. Syntactically, I mean the order of the words and the grammatical structure is correct. But semantically, en significado, ese es el problema. Semantically is the problem.
The largest.
Yes, because we are comparing X60 to all the monitors I looked at. So we need a superlative here. It's definitely the largest. That would be Annie number 6.
We should add the
We should
before
what?
we should add the before most powerful.
Right. Here, we should add the. And that's it. Yes. Those are the answers. Okay, can we move a little bit more in the page? Yeah. This time we're going to compare, but not using just adjectives. And here it gets a little bit tricky, guys. So I need you to pay attention. Because this time we're going to compare, but with adverbs. Okay. I want you to remind this. Adjectives express a quality, right? A characteristic. Adjectives modify nouns. Modifican sustantivos. Adverbs express manner, sobre todo manner, time or place. Pero sobre todo manner. And they modify verbs. They modify verbs. Adjectives modify nouns and they express a quality. Adverbs express manner, place, time, and they modify verbs. In this case, manner. Vamos a enfocarnos en manner. Manner means modo. Okay, so this time we need to include first a verb, like here, runs. Runs means function, okay? Operates. They are synonyms, runs, operates. So we need the verb. And then we are doing the comparison with the adverb. Faster, quietly, well, in this case, more quietly. So here, faster is modifying the verb run, and quietly or more quietly is modifying operates. Okay. Estamos indicando el modo en que se realiza la acción, más rápido o más silencioso. Okay, this is the comparative with air and more. And with as, you have the same thing. You have verb, works, or the verb run, in this case, doesn't run. Then we have as, adverb, adverb. So instead of having is, como teníamos hace rato, yes, is as big as or is as expensive as, this time we are going to have verbs, actual verbs, like works, run, operate, and so on. And then we have, instead of an adjective, we would have an adverb in the middle. This is adverb. Adverb, this one is to, an adverb. This is a verb and a verb. Okay. And in the superlative is the same thing, but instead of having the most or the least and an adjective, we would have the adverb form, slowly. That is the adverb form of slow. Most adverbs in English finish in li. Yes, that in Spanish would be mente for us. Yes, for example, slowly, lentamente. Okay, so li equivale al mente en español. Loudly, ruidosamente. O más, de volumen más fuerte. Poorly, sería pobremente, pero en performance. Quickly, rápidamente. Todo es mente, 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 mente. So the majority of the adverbs are adjectives plus li, except for well. Well is good, is the adjective. Well is the adverb. Okay. These are irregular. Fast can be adjective and adverb. So you don't have problems with fast. Okay. So far, well, the only thing to know, the only way to know if we did this, if you understood this, is to go to the exercises. Do you have that in the photo that I sent you or not? Oops. If not, I will send the photo, another photo.
Teacher,
Yes.
en el ejemplo del superlativo me cuesta encontrar el sentido. ¿Sería lo mismo que decir is the most slow, solamente que de
Yes.
otra manera?
Exactamente. Es la más lenta. En este caso estamos diciendo que se enciende más lentamente.
Claro.
Sí.
Ah, ok.
¿Sí? Eso es lo que estamos haciendo básicamente. En vez de usar el is, que el is me presenta una cualidad, me presenta un adjetivo, esta vez estamos usando otros verbos que nos referimos a la performance de los equipos en este caso, y por eso ya necesitamos adverbios para calificar esa performance. Ese funcionamiento. Wait. Mi pregunta era si había entrado en la foto los ejercicios. No. Ok. No, 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 no. I will send that again. It's here. There you go. Okay, so this time we have to rewrite each pair of sentences into a single sentence using the comparatives. And then write single sentences using as. So we are going to have 10 more sentences, yes? First using comparatives and then using as. For example, in number 1, my brother's smartphone downloads music quickly. My MP3 doesn't download quickly. First, we are going to do the sentence. With the comparative. Okay, how do we do that?
My MP3 player doesn't download music as quickly as my brother's smartphone.
You said doesn't? Sorry,
Yes.
I'm lost.
My MP3 player doesn't download music as quickly as my brother's smartphone.
Good. That is one of the versions. Okay, I will write that one and the other one. Because we need to do these two sentences, one time using the comparative and one time using as. And you said my MP3 player doesn't download music as quickly as what?
As my brother's smartphone.
Brother's smartphone. I'm checking if I forgot about something. No. Okay, that is comparing with us, which is great. Now we have to express the same idea, but using the comparative form. Something like this.
My brother's smartphones download music faster than my MP3 player.
Downloads music faster than my MP3 player. Faster or quickly, era la verdad. Quickly, sorry. Let's use more quickly. More quickly. Ernie. More quickly than my MP3 player. Okay, those are the two forms. So you will have as, adverb as, and the verb download here. Or you can have download, but with the comparative, more quickly than. Okay?
So that is what you have to do with all the others, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Write one sentence using as, and the other using the comparative form. Okay? Is this clear? Or so?
Okay, teacher.
Try to do it. Yes, try to do it now, like write it down. And we can check in 5 minutes. Yes, all together. So go ahead, work with those, and we'll check in 5 minutes. And I will take the attendance. Sorry. Doesn't work. Your, is it? Your, yeah,
Yeah.
your, yes.
Your old monitor.
Monitor. Okay.
My new monitor works worse than your old monitor.
My new monitor works what?
Worse.
Worse. Okay.
Worse
Worse. Your, that would be.
than your old monitor.
Interesting. Okay. You change the adjective, sorry, not the adjective, the adverb well, and this time you use the adjective worse, right?
Yes.
It's possible, but it is also possible to have this. Your, if you did this, it's also correct. Your own monitor. Sorry. Works better than my new monitor. We keep the same, I mean, the adjective good, well, and better. If you did it with worse, it's okay too. I like it.
Teacher, yo a la
Yes.
segunda no la hice porque estaba buscando un adverbio, no lo encontraba. ¿Hay alguna forma de hacerlo con adverbio? En vez de adjetivo, digamos. More, así como el primer caso, los dos casos anteriores.
Es que worse viene a ser puede ser usado como adverbio también ahí.
Ok.
Ujú. En realidad lo preferible sería obviamente hacerlo con el better, que better también funciona como adverbio. Ujú. So, algunos adverbios y adjetivos tienen la misma forma, como en el caso de better. El adverbio comparativo de well sería better. No puede ser weller, por ejemplo. ¿Ok? Well es el adverbio, pero el comparativo de ese adverbio viene a ser better. No hay otra.
Claro, claro, yo puse better, pero sabía que era un adjetivo. Por eso no pensaba que había que buscar un adverbio o algo.
No, justamente la forma comparativa de ese adverbio es better, ¿sí? El adverbio de good, vuelvo a repetir, el adverbio de good es well. Pero tanto good como well, si lo queremos hacer comparativo, tenemos una sola opción, better. Ujú. No hay otra. Okay, let's move on to number 4, is it? Yeah.